Hello everybody, Andy here again. Well, this video, as you've seen by the title, if you've seen the title, is called Digging the New. And something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and something that I've tackled possibly in the past about the new technologies that we've got. But came out in a conversation with some people the other day, sitting around a table with people all varying ages, but I was certainly one of the oldest people in that particular conversation. And I happened to get out my iPhone to check something or other. I can't remember what it was, maybe to go on the internet or to check a message or a Twitter feed. So, you know, one of those sort of type of things that you do, you know. And so there's a couple of people thinking, oh, well, you've got an iPhone. Well, you know, people my sort of age, even people who are younger. And it turned out that I was possibly the one person there who embraced the new technology more than anybody else. We all embraced it to varying degrees, admittedly. Some not very much at all, some were sceptical, some were wary, whatever it might be. And we'd all, you know, you can't avoid it nowadays, can you? Sort of computerisation, etc. has come in, the internet has come in, the sort of digital revolution, if you want to call it that, is here. And you can't really avoid it that easily, but you can avoid aspects of it, and you don't have to take it up as much as someone like myself done. I've always been interested in sort of science and technology from an early age, I suppose. So I've tried to keep up to date with things as they go along, and obviously things like the internet is a great thing for that. Yes, you can use it for loads and loads of different means, but you have to get into it in the first place. You have to make that sort of leap of faith, I suppose, to get in there, and then you start to explore it and you see the possibilities that are there. You read about all these things in the paper, and it's the same, or, you know, in any other type of media, on the news or whatever it might be. And it's the same with this type of thing as well, with whether it be YouTube, the Twitters, the Facebooks, and all those type of things. Some of them are more obvious than others. Some of them get more news, I suppose, page, column inches, whatever you want to call it. They get more of that type of coverage than other things do. But you still have to embrace them. You still have to get in there and to fully embrace them, I think. Lots of people get in there and use mobile phones, mobile technology, digital technology, and they use it to a slight degree. But people like you, if you're watching this video, you are probably what a lot of other people might term as early adopters, whether we like it or not. When we've been here, I've been on YouTube for very nearly 3 years now. Lots of people have been here for longer than that, etc. as well. But we are still early adopters. We are still at the forefront of this revolution, if you want, this side of it. Anyway, I was talking, one of the people that I've met recently through Twitter locally has been on Twitter since, I think he said 2007 or something crazy like that. He was on there in the very early days, and I didn't even know Twitter existed then, and I think that I'm pretty well up with these type of things. But we had a word in Britain called Luddites, for people who don't like new technology. They came out of, I think it was the Industrial Revolution, back in the sort of Victorian ages or before the Victorian ages, and this sort of Luddite movement arose in the early 1800s, I believe. And what they did, they didn't like the new technologies, the automation that was coming in with spinning jennies and, you know, and all the automated processes of getting rid of the old ways of doing things. And they smashed up machines and things like that as well. And they became known as Luddites. After somebody, I don't know the full story, check on Wikipedia or something for the whole history of Luddites and where it is now, even, because it's still relevant now. We're getting new technologies coming on, digital technologies, computerised technologies, which are doing away with other trades, with people's work, and moving things along. Yes, it opens up new avenues in different ways, but that scepticism, that sort of holding back, should we say, is there. And I can understand that. There's nothing wrong with things being done in the old way as well. Some of the old ways of doing things, in my opinion, are as good, if not better, than doing them the new way as well. But we have to be open to new technologies. What is old now was new at one time. We have to remember that. So black and white television was new. We now have colour television, and everyone goes, oh, they'll never catch on. There was that quote from, I think it was IBM years and years ago when computers came along. They said, oh, personal computers, no one would want one of them. And we're still about 5. Who would ever want a personal computer on their desk? Who would ever want one of those things at home, in their living room or in their bedroom or something? There you go. And that's a big computer company who couldn't even see what we had. So I've written something down here. I said, not stuck in the past, or tied to the present. And that's the way I like to think of things. But you have to be open to new avenues, to new ideas, and this cuts across just about everything that you can think of. Just because you like old technology or old ways of looking at things doesn't mean that you shouldn't be open to new ways. You can pick and choose, cherry pick the best bits of it. The best things will usually stay and they will continue on and on, but you need to have that open mind in the first place, something that I'm always very keen about. Yes, you might try something and find out you don't like it, but at least you've given it a go. At least you've tried. You know, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, or something like that. Maybe it's a bit out of the way, but it's that type of thing. If you never try something, you never know what it's like. It's like with food, with children or something like that. You try and give them something. Oh, no, I don't like that. But you've never tried it. Yeah, but I don't like it. It's that fear of the unknown. You're wary. Totally understand that. But we need people to try new things, to invent new things, to push new things forward. Otherwise, no one would ever bother inventing things in the first place. No one would have bothered sailing across the oceans to see if the world was flat or whether it was actually circular, as we found out. Someone had to do that. They needed pioneers to do that. So here we are, we're doing this. I'm proud to be one of those people who's digging the new, who likes new things. I always will. And this as I said, this is with music, this is with art, books, movies, TV programs, technology generally as well. But I keep saying this here, something that I will keep going on and on and on about here, is that I love what we're doing here. We are doing something new, whether it be this vlogging, even the Twitter type things and all that brings. It's taking us in new directions, taking us to new countries, to meeting new people, etc. as well. I've met a lot of people locally who I never would have met if it hadn't been for Twitter. People who are considerably younger than I am as well. And I've had this conversation with them. We would never have met. One of the guys that I know is about 20 years old. Great bloke. And we get on really well. His ideas are very similar to what mine are. Now, without this, without something like Twitter, without what we're doing here, we would never ever have met. But we can communicate as equals. That's one of the great things about this technology that we've got here, is that everybody is equal. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. We're here because we want to be here. We are digging the new. We are the sort of early adopters of this, so we should be proud of that in some way. We will drag some of those other people kicking and screaming into the 21st century maybe, but if they don't want to come along with us, that doesn't matter. Unfortunately, sometimes these things are forced upon people. That's something I don't like in some ways, the way that sort of digital television and digital radio is being forced onto people now. Everybody says, oh, it's a new thing, but that's usually a government thing. If it was left to the people, we'd go along, we'd try the new things, we'd invent new things, but we'd still leave those old vinyl records there if someone wanted to play them, if they weren't bothered by CDs or even MP3s now. So think about that. Do you dig the new? I suggest that you do, because you're watching this video. So you are an early adopter, you are a pioneer in this sort of digital revolution that we're going on here. And it's only going to get more and more of a revolution. Well, maybe the revolution will be behind us in years to come. We'll still keep going, and I shall still be interested, having an open mind, and just trying to see what's around that next corner, because you never know what it might be. It might be even more exciting than the times that we live in now. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.